Hi, I'm Chris Haigh and this is the Fiddle channel, and today we're going to look at Standing on a Mountain. Standing on a Mountain was suggested by Mary, and thank you for asking for this. It was written in 1946 by the Delmore Brothers and recorded then by Jim and Jessie McReynolds in 1965. And when I listened to this, I discovered to my joy that the solo was from Vassar Clements. I'm going to give you a very basic version. I'm going to give you the Vassar Clements solo, and I'm going to give you some suggestions for how you can write your own solo or work out your own solo. So let's start off with the very simple vocal melody, which goes like this. It's always worth learning the vocal melody before you do anything else, even if you never play it just like that. So let's do the same thing again, but we're going to add some drones. So for the first phrase, we're going to do a D drone and a G drone under the G note. G again under that G. And then for the next bit, we're going up an octave for the melody. We can put a C under that G. We can put a G drone above the D or below the D. And for the last note, again, a D below it or a B below it. So let's just play that through, playing just the melody, but with those drones. To that, we could then add either the Nashville Shuffle or the Georgia Shuffle. The main difference being that with the Nashville Shuffle, the accent goes from a down to an up to a down to an up, and with the Georgia Shuffle, it's all on the up or all on the down. So let's again do that bit of melody, but this time with drones and with shuffles. And if someone was singing the vocal line or playing a melody or a solo, then you would want to just do the two note shapes following the chords and maybe the shuffles or chops. So you need to know for each chord, well, first of all, you need to know what the chord sequence is in your head, and this doesn't necessarily mean kind of memorizing it, it just means knowing the song and feeling those chords, which are pretty simple and pretty obvious. So for a G, for example, you could have a G with a B below it or a B above it, or a high G with a B below it or a D below it, or you could do a G with a D above it or a G with a G below it, something like that. And similar combinations for the C, which can have an E above it or an E below it, or if you're doing a low C, you can have a E above it. And for the D chord, you could do a D with an F sharp below it or an F sharp above it. And these two note shapes, which I do have a video all about, are something that you really do need to get your head around and get so that you can play them really without thinking about them. So I'll just play this now as if I was just doing the backing. Now let me show you the Vassar Clements solo, and I'll just go through this nice and slow. And having said this, I always play about twice the speed that everyone would like me to play. I hope you're aware that with any YouTube video you can slow it down without changing the pitch, and there's a little cog symbol in the bottom right hand corner which does that for you. So here we go. And let's have that a bit faster and with the backing. Best bit about this solo is the second line, which is what you might call a Hemiola yodel. So a Hemiola is a 3-beat phrase which repeats. So it's 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1. It comes in at a different part of the bar every time it repeats. Like that. And it's a kind of a yodel because it's doing that kind of thing. So if you learn nothing else from this solo, just learn that lick. And in fact, there's a live version of a concert with Jesse McReynolds with Sam Bush playing a fiddle solo on this, and he doesn't follow the Vassar solo, but he does use that lick. So he agreed that that's the best bit of it. So unusually, I'm not going to suggest that you do learn the whole solo in this case, but do learn that lick. What I'm going to suggest now is 3 different approaches to doing your own solo. The easiest being to play the G major blues scale all the way through, which will be or lower octave. Let's hear what it sounds like playing that all the way through, playing the same on each chord. I think you'll agree that works pretty well. Next approach is to try the G minor blues scale. And the Vassar solo does do a lot of that. In particular, he uses mostly F naturals rather than no Fs, which is what the G major blues scale has. Let's just hear that. And that, I think, works pretty well, just as well, in fact, probably better. And the third approach is to do the G minor blues scale over the G, and when you come to the C, do the C major blues scale. So you're doing that over the G, and that over the C. And for the D, I really wouldn't even think about it, just let it happen. Let me now try playing through with the G minor blues scale and the C major blues scale. I did kind of shift to the G major right at the end there, and it does make for a more satisfactory ending, I think. But I think you'll see that there's a lot of different ways of approaching this, and in the long run, far more satisfying than copying someone else's solo. And the ideal thing after you've played this lots and lots of times is to start the solo with nothing in your head whatsoever, which is my general principle for when I'm performing. I'm thinking about what's for dinner, I'm thinking about what I'm going to have to drink and all that kind of stuff. I'm certainly not thinking about what kind of blues scale I'm going to be playing. So I hope you found this useful. If you'd like a copy of the sheet music, do subscribe to the channel and send me an email. If you'd like all of my PDFs from every one of my videos, then do join me on Patreon. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon.